Chuck Hanson. I'm going to be your host for the next 15, 20 minutes or so as we go through an incredible amount of information. So sit back if you're brand new and you're just looking at Valentis for maybe the very first time, or if maybe you've been around. I've got an incredible message that I want to deliver to you, and I'm going to start it this way.
You got to have the courage. Do you have the courage to act outwardly on what you see inwardly? Or will you die a dreamer? Will you die on the verge and on the edge and in the land of coulda, woulda, and shoulda? Do you have the courage? I'm going to drop something on you. It takes courage to be successful. It is far easier not to be successful. Misery will always have company. Success breeds contempt. If you don't want to make waves, be mediocre. Be normal and fit in. And if you're more concerned about people than you are God, then neutralize everything He put in you. Just fit in with everybody else. Dress like them, walk like them, act like them, eat like them, go where they go, think like they think, do what they do. And once you've neutralized your uniqueness, you don't need courage. It takes courage to be different. It takes courage to go where you've never gone before. For some of you, it took courage to come to this conference. It takes courage to get you outside of the box. It takes courage to be successful. It takes courage to win. People don't talk about people that don't win. If you win, they're going to talk about you. Do you have the courage to stand there though the storms keep raging and the people get to talking and you stand there and say, I've come too far to turn around? Do you have the courage? I'm going to say something to you. It takes courage to be exceptional. It takes courage to be wise. It takes courage to be rich. It takes courage to be educated. It takes courage to be knowledgeable. Because the moment you do, you don't talk like you forgot where you came from. Look at you, it takes courage. And I'm just wondering, in this weak, watered down, mediocre society that we live in today, in this reality TV world we live in today, I'm wondering if there's anybody left that's got the courage to say, after all I've been through, and all my ancestors have been through, and all my parents have been through, I didn't come through all of that just to fit in with normalcy. I have the courage to go after my dream. Is there a woman left in this entire Coliseum that's got some courage?
Hey guys, I wanted to start off.
You got to have the courage.
I wanted to start off everything with talking about.
Do you have
about having the courage? Because you know, my talk here this evening is going to be, like I said, a little bit different. I want you to sit back and dream for a second. You know, as we were children, you know, growing up, we all had dreams. We all had these amazing things that we were going to accomplish, and nothing was going to get in our way. We were headed down a path, and, you know, I mean, we all did, right? And then something happened, right? Something happens. But what I'm going to ask you to do here today is just think about what an extra $5,000 a month would mean to your household right now. $5,000 a month without getting another job, what would that mean to your household right now? And at the end of this, we'll come back and I'm going to ask maybe a couple of you to chime in and give me that answer. What if it was $10,000 a month? What if it was $50,000 a month? Just let your dreams start thinking about, would it be the vacations? Would it be the homes? Would it be the cars? Would it be, what would it be? Would it be a house for your mother and your dad? What would it be? What about $100,000 a month? If $100,000 a month was coming into your household every month, month in and month out, what would you do with that money? Now let me really expand your mind a little bit. You know, it's possible. Everything that I'm saying is possible. What if it was 250,000? What if it was $250,000 that was coming into your month on a monthly basis? I mean, into your life. I mean, what would you do? So think about it, because there's already people in this company that are making that. There's already people in this company that are making more than that. So it's possible. It's possible. You have the choice. You can either choose to be, you know, crazy successful or mediocre, right? It just takes the courage to do whatever you want to do. You're not going to get rich by accident. It's never too late to start. You know, it's never too early to start, quite frankly. I wish that I would have found this industry a long time before I actually found it. I found it when I was 40 years old, right? So, you know, given the fact that I've been doing this for a while, as you can see, I've been doing this for a while, 33 years in this industry, you can kind of figure out that I'm about 52. You know, I got drug off to a network marketing meeting, kidnapped by a good friend of mine, client of mine in my advertising business, and took me to a network marketing meeting. I never would have went by myself. It was the furthest thing from my mind. I thought network marketing was for losers. I thought it was for people that couldn't go out and make a real living, couldn't get a real job, couldn't start a real business. I had no appreciation for the industry at all until I went to that meeting. And what I saw in that meeting just totally, you know, blew me away. I mean, I saw people that were very average. Some of them didn't look intelligent, you know, nor not very smart, that were making more money monthly than I was making annually after 16 years of owning my own business. And I thought I was doing pretty good. So, you know, I had a paradigm shift, right then, that night in 1987. And that's when I made the decision. I said, you know what? If they can do that, I can do that. If they can figure this out, I can figure this out. So that's when I became a great student of the industry and have been able to help a lot of people. I was kind of semi-retired. I had made a significant amount of money and, you know, all my bills paid, everything done. And I was consulting for a couple of companies and they were, you know, paying me a lot of money to do that. But I found myself getting fatter and fatter and fatter. And so, you know, the early part of 2018, it was either go on a diet, get back to the gym, stop traveling all the time, stop eating, you know, too much, too often, and too well, and then, you know, start losing some weight. And that's when it all started to shift. So let me kind of ask you a few things. You know, I'm going to show you here tonight how you can stop living paycheck to paycheck. But more importantly, I'm going to give you a plan, right? I think all of us go through life without really much of a plan. You know, we don't have a business plan for our life, right? Anytime you go into a business, especially if you're going to go into a business and you want to go borrow money, you've got to create a business plan. And it's very detailed. And that's what I'm going to give you. Not as detailed, but I'm going to give you a business plan that we created that'll take you from where you're at to where you want to go over the course of the next 12 months. So, you know, here's some great advice, right? They don't teach this stuff in school. I'd rather have 1% of 100 people's efforts than 100% of my own efforts. I wonder why J. Paul Getty said that, right? Great advice, because if you are counting on 100% of your efforts to make your money and you don't go to work, what happens? You don't get paid, right? Hey, but if you get 1% of 100 people's efforts and one person doesn't go to work, you still earn 99%, right? I mean, it's just math, right? So I was taught that, you know, on the early part of my career in network marketing, I was taught how to build a group of hundreds of thousands of people. And it was a very simple formula. I'm going to teach that to you right now. It's build a group of 10. Go concentrate on building a group of 10 and teaching them to do exactly the same thing. Your 10 will go get 10, you got a group of 100. Those 100 will go get 10, you got a group of 1,000. Those 10 will go get 10, you got a group of 10,000. Those 10, you understand the math, right? All people have to do is concentrate. And I'll tell you what, I'd rather have 1% of 10,000 people's efforts or 100,000 people's efforts than 100% of my own efforts. And that's what it has allowed me to, live the dream. I mean, really live the dream. So, the perfect storm. I mean, we've talked a lot about the pandemic and all the things that are going on, and it's, tragic, but, a lot of good has come out of this whole thing. And what I mean by that is that, we certainly know that this won't be the last. It wasn't the first, and it certainly won't be the last pandemic. So what are we going to do? We're going to prepare. We're going to prepare a little bit better. Just like, we moved down to the coast of North Carolina. We weren't really familiar with hurricanes. We got very familiar very quickly, right? We got prepared for the next one. The shutters, the generator, all the things that you need in order to survive a hurricane. So, this is our opportunity to get in front of the wave of all the people that are going to be looking for a home-based business, a way to create money from home. So, if you've got the courage, I would encourage you to, get started and get started immediately. We're going to see some unprecedented growth over the next 3 to 5 years. Before the pandemic, Forbes magazine came out with this article. They said 79 million people were going to start a work from home or a home-based business. And, we thought that was great. But, here now, after the pandemic, I think those numbers are pale. I think that they are way, way short. It could be double, could be triple, could be quadruple the number of people, because every doctor, every dentist, every oral hygienist, every hair cutter, I mean, they're going to want to have some other way of making an income. And if you're the person that gets into their life, more than likely, and you've got this story, more than likely they're going to join with you. So, I've said this for the last 30 years, people don't plan to fail, they just fail to plan, right? And that's what's happened with the whole pandemic thing, right? Most of the time, I've always talked about the normal things, right? What about if you get fired, right? What would you do? What about getting some bad news from a doctor? Happens all the time. This stuff happens all the time. And then all of a sudden, what are you going to do? People just don't have enough of a nest egg saved to continue on. Most people do live paycheck to paycheck. But, with a home-based business, with a residual income that you have coming in, it makes things a lot different. Now we've got the viruses, we got all of that stuff, and hopefully we're going to get all that behind us before very long. So, like I said, it was May of 2018. I got a call from my good friend Dave Jordan. He was very excited about a weight loss coffee that they just launched. And Dave started Valentis in 2014. Will be 6 years old here this July. And I said, Dave, I'm not interested in building another team, but I might be interested in trying that coffee. Probably won't work for me, but I'll go ahead and give it a shot anyway. I ordered it and got here about a week later. I started drinking 2 cups of coffee every morning, just like I normally do. Great coffee, by the way. And so it was just replacing what I was already buying, right? And if it worked, great. I didn't expect it to work. I got on a scale a week later, quite by accident, and I discovered that the scale didn't nearly get to where I thought it should have gotten to. And then I went home and weighed myself, and lo and behold, I had lost 9 pounds. It had been a week, right? I started paying very close attention. I lost 18 pounds the first month. That's when I called Dave and I said, hey, buddy, I'm grabbing an airplane ticket. I'm coming up to Sioux Falls, South Dakota. Never have been there in my life, so I'm going to come and visit you. So I did. For 2.5 days, I went up there. I wasn't planning on staying 2.5 days, but I was planning on flying in, seeing that the company was a total disarray, working out of some basement somewhere, and then I would jump on an airplane and fly back home. But what I found was a company that had all the right things in place. It was very reminiscent of 3 other companies that I had joined, where I had made millions of dollars with each one of them, because it was the timing thing. It was the right time for this to happen. So after 2.5 days, I told Dave, I'm in, right? I'm going to spend my money, and I'm going to get started, and I'm going to build a team again. So here we are. My anniversary was actually yesterday, right? It was 2 years to the day yesterday, and a little bit more on that later. But you know, the year that I joined, 2018, was a great year. The next year, our sales went from 17 million a year to 95 million, right? To 525% growth. Incredible growth, because everybody was getting massive results off of this product and all the other products that we have. So in 5 short years, John Herenza became the number 13 biggest income earner. John is the master distributor, great guy. I'm glad to be able to call him a friend. My sponsor, Rick Gerals, down in Houston, Texas, again, great friend, known for him for 20 years, you know, making this kind of money. I mean, after a very short period of time, after only about 18 months, since May of 2018, or 24 months now. So this has just started. This list is put out by Business for Home magazine, and you can go to businessforhome.org and see all this yourself. I just grabbed it and stuck it up here. But, you know, $500,000 a month. I mean, remember what I talked about in the beginning? What if you were approaching or getting into, you know, Rick's neighborhood of income, 154,000 a month? What would you do? It's possible, right? It's possible because somebody else is already doing it. So our product line is outrageous, right? I mean, we got some incredible products that I would continue to take with or without being involved in Volantis. So the coffee I'll keep drinking forever. I've gone from 215 to 175. I've actually put on a few pounds now during the pandemic. I'm like 182, right? I got down from a 40-inch waist to a 33, to a 32, of tight 32, and now to a 33. But it's weight loss, it's energy, it's Instant Youth is an awesome product. Instant gratification product, right? If you want to get rid of the wrinkles and all of those things. And, you know, 25 products now, and that product line continues to expand. But I want you to go to VolantisProducts.com, go to VolantisProducts.com, or go to, also, well, you can go to all of them, right? And go to IamTeamVolantis.com, and then go to fbtestimonials.info. That's our Facebook page. Lots of testimonials up there. So go over there and take a look at everything. Don't take my word for it. Go take a look at it for yourself. So, you know, I told you earlier I was going to give you a plan, right? And it really is all about a plan, having a life plan. And so this plan starts out like this. There's a lot of different ways to join Volantis. I'm going to give you the best way. The best way is the way that you make the most money, right? And that's what I'm concerned about, making the most money. So you max out the compensation plan by buying something we call the Business Builder Pack. It's $575. It's 16 products, an array of products that you can pick and choose, and we can help you with that. But after shipping and tax, blah, 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 it's about $600, okay? So I want you to buy the Business Builder Pack, and then try 3 products, commit to trying 3 products every month for the next 12 months. You gotta do that, right? And then the other that you have to do is that you've gotta find 1 person a month. I don't want you to recruit everybody on the planet. I want you to find 1 person a month that'll duplicate what you just did. Buy the Business Builder Pack, commit to trying 3 products for the next 12 months, and them recruiting and sponsoring one person every month that does exactly the same thing. So if you can see yourself doing that, that's the business plan that will take you from where you're at to where you want to go, if making money is where you want to go. So quickest and easiest path to a six-figure income. I mean, that's what I love. I mean, I love, helping people get to a six-figure income. And, so that's why we created this plan. I put this up here, this little chart that the company puts out, because I wanted you to see the average monthly income of people at various ranks. Now, when you buy the Business Builder Pack, you automatically start as a Ruby, right? And then the next rank is an Emerald. You see that. The next rank is a Diamond, 3,000 to 6,000 a month. Double Diamond, 75 to 12,500. Triple Diamond, 14,500 or 15,000 to 30,000. Blue Diamond, 33,000 to 75,000 a month. Now you're in the right neighborhood, right? The plan that I'm going to give you will show you how to get to Diamond in 9 months. It'll show you how to get to Double Diamond in 10 months, Triple Diamond in 1 year from now. So 2021, right? May the 21st, great set of numbers there, right? You can have the same anniversary as I do. And, Blue Diamond in 13 months. So nice income. So here's the plan. Here's how it rolls out. I'm going to give this to you in little bite-sized pieces, 2 months at a time. You just started, you just made your $600 purchase. I want you to look at a couple of things. The people that you're going to enroll, your best friends to begin with. I want you to look at this team size. I want you to look at the volume number. I want you to look at the gross commissions, your purchases every month, and then your net commissions, right? That's what a business plan is. On the 4th month, your team has grown from you to 15 people. You've put in 4. Okay, you put in 4. The rest of the people put in the rest of them. You made $475. You continue to make your $160 a month purchase. That money's coming out of your pocket right now, but very shortly, it's going to come out of your earnings. So let me show you what happens after 6 months. Your team has grown to now 15 to 63 people. You made $1,050. You are $970 to the good, right? You got $970. Now it's all of earned money, right? No longer any money out of your pocket. You've done 3,100 in volume. I want you to see how this equates to this number. You see, this business is all about a lot of people doing a little bit. The little bit is that monthly purchase of $160, right? Or 100 business volume, we call it. So that's what happens. After 8 months, you've grown from 63 to 255. You have enrolled 8 people. Your group is growing. You got 12,700 in volume from those 127 people. You made $4,250 that month. You're probably equal or thereabouts, close to, the income that you're making from that life-sucking job that you hate. So right now you've made $7,400 net income total in your 8 months. So not bad, right? By your 10th month, your group has grown from 255 to over 1,000 people. That month you made $17,250. You are now, a hero, right? Everybody is saying, I wish you would have told me about this. How is it that you're so lucky? I mean, I've heard all of those things. Boy, everything you do, you're always a success. Well, that's not true. But, it's just how it is. I mean, you've made 32 grand. And this is just doing the very basics, right? Just one person a month. By the 12th month, your group has grown to 4,000, over 4,000 people. That month you made 68 grand. I remember when I started in the industry in 1987, we got paper checks in the mail. my first check in this industry after almost a year. Now listen to me, after almost a year of failing miserably because I didn't know what I was doing. I had already sold my business, uh, quite to the surprise of my wife. And she said, "You're going to do what? You're going to be selling water filters?" I said, "Yep, and I'm going to do a hell of a job." And well, you know, it didn't turn out that way. My first check was $43, right? She was rolling around on the floor. But I soon figured it out, with a little help from some friends. And my check started increasing. Pretty soon it had, 4 figures, 5 figures in my check. And she said, "You know what?" She opened up that check and she looked at it and she said, "I think they've made a mistake on your check. You ought to go to the bank and cash this immediately." And I said, "No, it's the way it's supposed to go." She said, "Can you do that well again next month and then you can quit?" And I said, "No, it'll be fine." So, next month the check got bigger and she said, "I'm sure glad I talked you into doing this." And I said, "Yeah, honey, it's all because of you. It was your support." By the 13th month, guys, here's what happens. You're at a 6-figure monthly income, right? 6-figure monthly income. You now made more money monthly that for last month, right, in 13th month, than you did the entire 12 months previously, right? So, and you're now made $271,000. Living the dream, I'm telling you, is possible. I started, like I said, I started May of 2018. I spent my $600 just like everybody else did. And I went to work, right? I went to work. Now I had an advantage because I've had big incomes before. I've had 6-figure monthly incomes. I've been around the industry for 30 plus years. So I didn't have to have any training, at least not much. But, I just went to work. Now my $600 has turned into, over the course of the last 24 months, almost $600,000 in commissions, right? Now, I don't know about you, but I looked up what that return on investment was. It was 99,900%. 99,900%, $600 investment in 600 grand out, right? And there's people that have done way better than me. I mean, way better than me. So, what can I say? Better than Bitcoin. Uh, so, hey, if you like what you've seen, get back to the person that shared this information with you and tell them you want to get started. There's no better time to get started. You are in front of the wave. The wave is just starting. And so getting started now is going to be awesome. Very quick getting started training. Hey, our business is not about selling product. That was mind blowing to me when I first heard that. I said, well, who in the world is going to sell the product if we don't? The people that I was working with said, don't worry about it. Somebody will sell the product. And they were right. There are some people that just don't want to build a team that's what they want. They just want to make a little bit of money. So they sell the product. It's all about building a team. And that's what took me a year to figure out. Now we do share the products, right? We share the opportunity with Zooms and videos and all those things that we have available to us today. In the good old days when I started, it was a VHS tape. And now you can't even find a VHS tape player to play it on. Times have changed, right? We build and promote for events. Our next event is going to be Saturday right here on this very code, so mark it down, Saturday, 11 o'clock East Coast time. You don't want to miss that, right? And these fundamentals have really never changed. These are the secrets. Everybody always says, I heard all of that, but what's the real secret behind, the success that people always, show? And I said, well, okay, I need to put those secrets together, right? And the secrets are just keep it simple. Don't be you just got to keep it simple, simple, simple. become a great promoter. That's all we do. I mean, I promote and promote and promote. And, you know, some people gravitate to the message, some people don't, some people will, some people won't. It really doesn't make any difference. I'm just looking for a few people. In fact, all you're looking for is one a month, right? One a month. Just keep that. You know, only work with quality people. Don't work with people that, you know, suck up all your time. You know, this business is done by the 20 percenters, right? So look for those 20 percenters, the people that are successful, the people that are busy. The more successful they are, the busier they are, the better this business is, because they get it, right? They get it very quickly. Stay connected to everything that we're doing. You know, become a sponge, become a great sponge, and, you know, take all this information in so that you can teach it, because this business is all about teaching other people to teach people to teach, right? It's just a duplication process. Stay focused on your goal. I don't know what your goal is. You know, hopefully it's a six-figure monthly income. You know, when I got started, I told Dave, I said, here's the deal. I said, I'm going to give you 3 years of my life or $100,000 a month, whichever comes first. And he laughed and he said, he said, I knew I was going to get you. And I said, yeah, okay, you got me. And so, you know, it's been 2 years. Well, when John hit 500,000 a month, see, I'd never made that kind of money. I got over 250, but I never made 500 grand a month. And, but I know people who have. And I said, you know what? Now I got to revise my goal. You know, I called Dave back and I said, you know, I'm going to give you 5 years of my life or 500,000 a month, whichever comes first. So that's now my new goal. I have 3 years left. So if you're going to work with me, it's going to happen in the next 3 years. Then I'm going back at whatever income I'm at and continue and finishing the book that I've been writing forever. I swore that I was going to get this done. So be consistent. This is a process, right? Month 1, month 2, month 3, my first check with Valentis was $724. I'm going to show you some things on Saturday. So you definitely want to be around. I created a little PowerPoint and, you know, to kind of document the journey. You know, stay positive. This is the greatest business on the planet. Imagine being able to stay home. I've stayed home for over 33 years. And, you know, as a result, we've had 5 kids. And, you know, we've moved a lot and we get a lot of projects done. And, you know, so a lot of things have happened. So with this little conversation, you can make a fortune. I mean, really, if you just even the first, you know, line are calling your friends and saying, hey, Bob, are you interested in learning how you can make money from home? No, yes, you know, whatever, it doesn't matter. All you need to do is ask the question, right? You don't have to go into a lot of explanation. Hey, yeah, Chuck, I'd like to make some money from home. What you got? Hey, man, I'm going to send you a video. It's going to explain everything to you. I'll call you after you watch the video. How's that? You know, if they say no, that's okay. Just move on. But most of them are going to say, hey, send me something. Yeah, I don't care. You know, you got something we can make some money together? Yep, I'm looking for one person. I thought about you. I thought about you. So take a look. If you want to do it, great. If you don't want to do it, that's great too, right? So my life in network marketing has been nothing short of incredible. I mean, we've had Grand Prix teams, we've had onshore teams, offshore teams. We sponsored hydroplane. We had hydroplanes that we raced. We kicked it up and did an IndyCar, pitted right next to the Amway group, and that was a hoot. But it was, you know, one of those memories that, I mean, who gets to be an owner, right? Who gets to be in the pit with an owner's jacket? Houses, we've had 12 houses in the last 30 years, all over the country, some in the country, some out of the country. But, you know, it was always, I've always wanted to have big houses. So that was one of the things. Cars, yeah, over 30, 35 different kinds of cars, everything imaginable that I've driven, my wife has driven. My daughter got us into horses. That's my little daughter, Casey. I thought it was cute putting her on a horse when she was 5. That was a mistake. Wasn't a mistake, but it turned into a very expensive hobby, right? Very expensive hobby. Multiple. I didn't know you had to have multiple horses. I didn't know you had to have all those other things. I thought, I didn't know how much saddles cost and, all of those things. I didn't know you had to have, stalls and, farriers and all the expenses that go along. We live right on the coast of North Carolina, so we can ride right over to the Atlantic Ocean. And so that was our very first house in Wilmington here where we live. Our beach house up on right in a little area called Surf City. And then our penthouse that I'm broadcasting from, or at least the background of the penthouse that I was broadcasting from in Grand Cayman. So, guys, the journey all starts with the first step. I mean, the first step, I don't know if you've seen that. I should take that picture, but it shows, the first step being like a mile tall, right? And then the second step, only a few inches tall, and then the third step, and then the fourth step. The first step is the toughest step. It's that step to get going. It's like, you can make every excuse you want to. It's like going to the gym or doing anything, right? It's always that first step. Once you go and do it, I'd been looking at going back to kickboxing, right? I was pretty good when I was a kid, and they opened a studio, and I kept going by it and going by it and going by it. And I said, you know what? Maybe I'm too old to kickbox. And I said, no, I'm not too old to kickbox. So I went in, and sure enough, I wasn't. So then the darn pandemic came along, and, I had to quit. So hopefully it's going to get opened up again and I can go back. So, hey, just get started. I can't tell you how much fun it's going to be. We're going to have incredible live events, which we've always had. And, it's all about everything that we do is done to help you succeed. When you succeed, we all succeed. So that's why I love this business. So, hey guys, this is a sure thing, as close to a sure thing as I've ever seen in my life. So with that, I want to say thank you for your time. I'm glad that you joined us here this evening, and I appreciate the applause. and so with that, God bless everybody. Thanks for joining me here this evening. And Mitch, I'll turn it back over to you.
Unmute now. There we go. Thanks everybody for being here. I'm glad y'all were here. We'll be seeing you on Saturday morning for some fantastic training. And that would be at 11 o'clock Eastern time, 10 o'clock Central. And, invite some folks on that training because I think it's going to be really good. Everybody have a wonderful morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you are in the world. And God bless. Take care.